Anyway, this is the one I've settled on. I've obviously used it before. So I may end up actually trimming the kerf to get one right where I want it. Anyway, you can see this green tape. And what that does is set my depth. I can just look down in here and see that I've met the requirement. This is about 10 to 20 thousandths deeper than the fret tang. Getting down to the last ones here. The saw itself can start hitting the top. I don't want to hit the top. So what I do is the curve prevents me from deepening this side of each slot. I'll turn the guitar around and do it the way I'm doing here. I can easily access everything from the middle of the fret down. I put the camera close because this is going to make a cute little noise, I believe. Let's see what happens. Nope. There it goes. Whoop. It happens at the end. And again, I'll cut this off because it's not quite the same between here and here. I think you could probably get away using it, but I just want a nice curve anyway. Finish up putting the frets in. So I'm going to cut off the first 3/4 of an inch because it doesn't quite get bent. We're going to cut each one of these, and you develop a relationship with certain tools over the years. Now, these are like flush cut on the outside, so I go and flush cut that, so I have a little less to file. And again, I'm using the flush cut side here, so I have a little less to file. I'll zoom in a little bit more, I guess, here. And the next one. So again, I'm creating all these teeny little pieces. But filing this stuff is not fun. It's not the end of the world. So everybody has their own style. So you hear that other snap? That's me flush cutting the end each time. Everybody has their own way. I had my hand hurt so bad at one point, I could no longer hold the fret and use the file in one hand and hold the fret in the other. And I just did this and went, wow, well, that's pretty nice. And now I do it all the time. You know, my Fordson tractor never would start on cold mornings until I started slurping at my local 7-Eleven store. And now it starts every time. Now, what I'm doing is preventing a whole bunch of filing of these once they're glued in place. They're almost perfectly lengthened. And I can even start to put that little rounded edge on there if I so desire. And I probably will not be doing that, but anyway, I will do this, custom fit each fret lengthwise. I'll also take this tang and take the edge off that little corner so it doesn't stick out so much. Pain in the ass and less filing. So this one's done. You saw how long that took. 3 or 4 minutes probably. You can get it down to about a minute per fret, especially if you trim them carefully. But what the hell? This is supposed to be sort of fun. I mean, in your spare time at home. This is the, I'm in a shotgun shack. It's a nice little place, but, you know, it's one long room divided into 3 pieces. And the other half, this small room, we're just, see, I'm already done. So, I've got 6 more to do, but, so this is basically one of my sanding blocks. I have a little longer one here. When I put them in, I kind of just go up and down the neck like this. I'm going to do these after I do these. Lots has gone on down here. The curve is the same. Everything's the same. I'm just going to do these first, especially if they work out for me. So I'm just pressing them in. I'm using this because it's flat, and now, again, I think this is 2.5 thou. I already checked, so I know I'm going to be good. So they're level. I've got a teeny bit of fall off here. I ain't worried about it. These are full height. And we're beginning the fall off operation, which should start right there. Well, it's back here a little bit. Probably a thou low here. I ain't worried about it. I got a new dispenser tip on here. We've gone to we've got about a 50-50 mix now. Of medium. And you can watch this stuff fall down in that hole. I used to count the drops, 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I go back here, I could fill another one. I'll go back over all of these. 2, 3. Most of this is running in the little space that was left at the bottom of the groove. And that was close. So this one's 2 thousandths. That's about my limit. I have another one, but two's good. Right about here it starts to fall off. Right around the 12th thread, otherwise they're all coplanar. They're level to each other. Again, we're starting to fall off in here, but I have no doubt that they're not going to buzz. They're level to each other too. They're just, the customer wants to see that, and many people expect it. On my own guitars, I minimize it. So, this is the part I like to keep to a minimum, which is why I did it to begin with, before I installed the frets. Not bad. Got one stuck out here. It's the one you hear. The rest of them are. I'm also using a very slight bevel, 10 degrees maybe, 5 degrees. I don't want to waste frets with a silly decorative bevel. I don't really use a bevel. It becomes a radius. Now you can't do that here, or you'll scratch. This is a piece of, it's anything thin. This is carbon fiber, it's 20 thousandths. This file has the teeth ground off this edge, so that if it were, I could use it like this and really not worry. But it's someone else's guitar, and I still have plenty of room. 20 thousandths is way. So anyway, this is how we do these. Same way, slight bevel. Lets me get this fret, which would be bumped. My body gets bumped if you use the other fret. Notice that for volume removal, I'm going like that, and for I'm burnishing these frets. They're polished. I mean, I'm doing it now. Instead of the bevel, I take this file and continue the radius. We're actually left here with a quasi-spherical radius at the end of each fret. You can't feel any protrusion, and you've maximized the width of the fretboard by allowing the string to go further out than if it had a bevel on it. The bevel is useless. This is some of the most expensive real estate in the world, and it's silly to squander it. Especially if you like wide fretboards. I need wide fretboards. See, this one had almost nothing removed. Because of my methods, the fret file, the flattening file, will touch the tops of every fret. That's how I know they're absolutely level to each other. This one's got it. See, I'm only going one way because there ain't a lot to remove. So I'm burnishing and polishing, and there's my fret end. This end I'll do a little now. I'll actually turn the guitar around and do this process to all the frets ends on this side. Now the fun part. It's been sanded to 320 and then steel rolled, but this is the reveal. You can see the difference once that. Anyway, this is just my secret sauce. I use it on everything. Got an old case, instrument case, that's going to be a candidate for the secret sauce. Anyway, look at the, oops, change the battery pack. See you later. Well, the fret job is done, and it looks very nice. Zoom in on it just for grins. All the ends have been filed flush to the side of the neck, and the bevel and the rounding of each fret has been done, and it's have a little bit of that little teeny filing to do, but we're happy. Zoom. Got the arch. You can pretty much see the arch when we start looking at it from an angle. Anyway, I have to do a setup on this guitar, and I'm afraid it's going to include shaving the bridge and removing some material from the saddle. This saddle is going to have at least half of its height removed to get the action down. It's just the way it is. So we're going to end this video, and the next one will be the demo, but it will come after I use the ACME Universal Bridge Lowering Tool. It's got to be a good tool. It says ACME on it. It's been endorsed by a guy named Wiley.